the Black Feather Intuitive here. Welcome to another weekly oracle reading for the week of February 3rd. Yes, welcome, happy February. How are you guys doing? I am feeling Tarot of Dreams today when we tap into all of our divine guides, ascended masters, highest guides, creature teachers, archangels, elementals, loved ones in spirit. Come on into this space today to give each of us the clarity and guidance that we need to reach our highest and best lives this week. What is it that we need to know? Oh, and there's the card that pops out. So our Tarot of Dreams is talking to us about the Palace of Cups. And Palace energy is all about the realm of our inner and outer emotions. So this week, the conversation is really around how are you feeling on the inside and how is that being reflected on the outside? The message that's coming through is I really want to talk to you today about taking a look at your outer environment. This comes up a fair amount in my sessions with clients. And what I'm feeling is the outer environment needs to reflect where you want to be. And if your outer environment, if your living space, your living quarters is not reflecting that, you need to make some changes. Even though we are just in the beginning of February here, the phrase that I'm hearing is spring cleaning. And what I'm feeling is you want to do a spring cleaning of that inner and outer environment. I'm also hearing a message around dialogue. This has been coming up a lot just in this last month. Making sure that the inner dialogue that you have going on in your head is connected to and in alignment with what your goals are as you're moving forward. And this week I feel like it's really important for all of us to pay attention to that, because when we are shifting into, sorry, my cats are in here and they're making lots of noise. When you are shifting into that space from the realm of thoughts becoming things, the important part about it is how you feel about it. That's what's going to manifest what you want. And if you're not feeling particularly good about it, if your thoughts aren't in alignment with where you're going, you're going to end up manifesting something that you don't want. So pay attention to that this week. I'm also getting that there's going to be a shift in the workplace, work dynamics, that's going to cause some issues for most of us this week, actually. Lots of shifts, lots of changes. And what I want to say to you is you want to be flexible. You want to really be able to go with the flow and not take things too personally. I feel like issues are going to come up that are going to be frustrating. I'm hearing the word alienating as well, but I'm feeling that nothing is really around it being personal. It's not personal attacks. It's more people not being aware of other people not being aware of how they're coming across to other people. There are issues around communication, and it feels like it hits you right in the gut. It feels like it's that emotional punch. Don't take it personal. Instead, take that step back. Observe where things are at. Observe pay attention to the messenger. Everything is, when you get a message, it's being filtered through that particular messenger. So take a look at the messenger and figure out where's that messenger coming from? What's going on in that messenger's life that may be tainting, may be contorting or twisting, or just putting a different light on what's actually going on. I'm hearing it's important for you to focus on your truth. There's your truth, there's the other person's truth, and then there's sort of the universal truth in the middle. I'm feeling like it's important for you to focus on your truth and to recognize that yours might be different than the other person's. It doesn't mean that the other person is bad or wrong. It's just a differing of truths. And what you want to do is you want to try and find the balance in the middle. I also want to say to you, sort of bringing things back around in terms of the inner and outer environment, cleaning out things that you no longer need, making room for the new, and anything that you bring in new. And I want to suggest bringing in something new this week into your environment that reflects where you're going, who you're becoming. And I talk about this a lot with clients. when you are trying to shift up your energy, let's say you can't move, but you do want to shift your energy up, go with a different color scheme. Maybe bring a couple of different throw pillows in there that bring a different splash into the living room, for example. Or if you're creating a meditation room for yourself, bring in a picture that makes you feel calm and serene and balanced, if that's your goal, or makes you feel energized and more willing to, I don't know, maybe do the yoga poses that you're trying to do. Whatever it happens to be, make sure that your outer environment is supportive of what the changes you're trying to make on the inside. All right, and in terms of our oracle, I'm feeling Oracle of Visions. So this is another Ciro Marchetti deck, and as you guys, if you watch me on a regular basis, you know that I love Ciro Marchetti. In fact, he is the author and creator of Tarot of Dreams, and now we're going to do the Oracle of Visions. So let's see what he has to say. Oh, my cats are going crazy. They found some paper. I apologize for the noise. I'm going to learn for the next video not to allow them into my studio. Lesson learned. So with this card, I'm going to describe to you, because there are no words associated with the card, I'm going to describe to you the picture, what I'm getting from it. And what I'm feeling right here is it's talking about masks, trying to be something you are not. Why are you trying to be something you are not? Are you trying to fit in and go along with the crowd? Are you trying to look like somebody else? The thing that's popping up in my head here is the story of the ugly duckling. And if you don't know the story, it's this beautiful little fuzzy duckling who gets made fun of for his whole life until he discovers at the end of the book he's an ugly duckling because he's never been a duckling all along. He's always been a swan, and that's why he looked different and acted different. But he tried really hard to fit in. What I'm feeling here is the message for us this week is don't try to fit in. Don't try to wear masks. In fact, let's do the opposite this week. Let's be as authentic as we possibly can be. As we are looking towards the future, think about how authentic you can be as you're moving forward into whatever your vision or your goal is. This week in particular, I'm also really drawn to the red. In the cards, I want to say this is root chakra related issues. Anytime we're wanting to fit in, putting on the mask, it usually means that we're not feeling very secure. We're feeling unstable. We're feeling like we have to do something in order to survive. You know, we have to do something different in order to survive, to be liked. To be liked means that you're going to be taken care of in a lot of ways. You're going to be part of the pack. And what I'm saying here is for this week, the message is really around not worrying about any of that stuff. It's not about fitting in. It's about removing the masks. Remove the beak and allow yourself to be the swan instead of the duckling. It's okay for you to be different. It's also okay for you to have a difference of opinion with individuals and not let it take you over or derail your plans. I'm feeling like that's an important message. Something coming up this week around derailing of plans, and I feel like not for all of us, but for most of us, I'm feeling like that involves a person. I feel like there is the energy of someone out there not confident in their own ways, in their own space, and they're going to project their uncomfortability with themselves onto you, onto a situation and a circumstance that affects you. And I want to say to you, think of the ugly duckling. You are not a duckling, you are a swan. And remove the masks and step into your authentic self. I'm also really drawn to she's got this gray, almost metallic or metal-like bustier on. And I want to say it's about providing a supportive foundation for your heart space to grow, but not locking your heart down. Because it's a bustier, she can still access her heart. The top of the bustier is open, so you can still access your heart. You don't have it locked down, but the heart is being supported by this beautiful metal and metallic bustier. So I want to say to you, think about how you can be more open-hearted, keeping your heart open and creating more space for that, but providing it instead with a solid foundation from which it can be supported and be open, rather than not having it supported and just being wide open. This is about vulnerability. Exposing yourself, but exposing, that sounds so dirty. I don't mean exposing yourself in that way. Exposing yourself to love, to unexpected gratitude, to praise, to what the universe is presenting to you and providing to you. Being open to receiving it, but having that solid, supportive, stable place from which that heart can blossom and grow. That way you're not wide open and can be taken advantage of in so many ways. It's more about, okay, I'm being smart about it and I'm going in with my eyes wide open. I'm protected, I'm prepared for whatever is going to come. I'm not walking in empty-handed, but I'm also not walking in expecting the worst. So I feel like that's an important message for us to step into this week as well. It's the root chakra. It's all about that feeling safe and secure, feeling grounded and supported. And the metallic color, the metal, also supports that because it is a material. It's got substance. It's got weight to it. All right. And we have Dance Your Story this week. So I'm feeling like when we're talking about Palace of Cups, paying attention to the inner and outer environment and what it is you're trying to create for yourself, making sure that your thoughts are in alignment with how you're feeling about things, because if it's not in alignment, you're going to be manifesting the wrong things to yourself. And then when we're talking about the vulnerability in the open heart space, we also want to feel free enough to move the energy around. So if you are doing this deep dive and you're doing a spring cleaning and you're discovering all sorts of dust, you're discovering dust bunnies, you're discovering cobwebs, maybe you're running into things that you haven't seen in 4 or 5 years or 10 years, and you're trying to make the decision on what needs to stay and what needs to go. Focus on the energy. When you're looking at it, what kind of energy does it generate? Do you feel drained? Do you feel sad? Are you weepy about it? Does it bring you back to a time that you're not happy about? On the flip side, does it make you excited? Is it something that you said, oh my God, I've missed this. I really could have used this, or I want to use this again. I'm so happy to have it back. I'm going to repurpose it. Is it something where you're like, oh my God, this has been lost for so long, I've been looking for this. You want to pay attention to how you're reacting to it from an energetic perspective, because it's about the movement of energy. And what are these things going to add to your story as you're moving forward? Even things from the past can add to our future stories, provided that the energy is the right fit. So dance your story. What I'm feeling like with that is the message is about the movement. Move around, shift, flow. Shake your moneymaker. Or when you're tapping into these things as you're going through this week, how do each of these situations, circumstances, people, places, and things affect you in the now, and how are they going to affect you as you move forward? Sometimes it's a shifting of the energy. Sometimes that means something needs to go. Sometimes that means it needs to be reshaped, remolded, repurposed. Sometimes it's just stale and it needs a pick-me-up. So pay attention to that and dance your story. Pay attention to where you're going and then dance your way there through the energy of your heart space and the energy of your inner and outer environment. Very interesting story. I apologize for the kitties. That's why we had a little edit. We normally don't have edits. But 2020 is a new year. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. As always, if there's anything I can ever do to help you out, I would love to be of service. If you do like these weekly oracle readings, I do offer a service called the Winged Wisdom Oracle Reading that is also a weekly service that you can get for you personally. If you're interested, please feel free to check out the link below or check out my website, theblackfeatherintuitive.com. I also have my Facebook page, The Black Feather Intuitive, and I also am always releasing interesting and new videos on my YouTube channel. So feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell, and we will see you next week. Take care, guys.